Elijah, thank you so much for joining me today. Kind of give us a little rundown on who you are, where you're working now, and when you went to App Academy.
Yeah, for sure. So thanks for having me. I Prior to App Academy, I was studying to become a mechanical engineer in college at Rose-Hulman. And that just wasn't really the right path for me. I decided a year into it, so I decided to hit pause on school and on mechanical engineering and go to App Academy this March 2021. That's a while ago, almost a year. And yeah, so I graduated in July 5th. So it was the 16-week online boot camp, and I graduated in July. Um, so yeah, I'm now working for Trees. After a 6-month long job search, I found a job at Trees, and they are a software company for marijuana companies,
Awesome.
mainly in California right now, but they're expanding. So,
Very cool.
so yeah.
Very cool. Well, we're here to talk about Black History Month. Obviously, super important and a really wonderful month-long celebration. What does that mean to you? And do you kind of do anything to commemorate, celebrate, just even, read, listen, all of that good stuff? Would love to hear what you do.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, first, I don't really expect anybody to celebrate Black History Month. I get like it's a month long, so we're not gonna be celebrating it every day. But I do think learning about the history is a good way to pay respects and just to learn about it. I'm interested in it, so I do learn about it a lot. But I guess I do. Me and my family, me and my mom, my dad, we all like do a little not celebration, but just to get together and just talk about like the meanings behind certain events in history. So yeah, that's what we do. Yeah.
That's awesome. This year, the theme is Black health and wellness. I would love to know what that means to you, or if that topic, hits close to home or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, yes, my mom is a doula. I'm not sure if you know what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So I guess for those who don't know, it's like a midwife, but they help women in labor.
Yeah.
And yeah, so my mom's super big on like wellness and and also she has like firsthand experience of like mistreatment in the medical space. So it is important to know that like everybody's bodies are not the same. And it can be based on your race. So Black people can have certain conditions that other people may not have. So yeah, just being open and knowledgeable about all that stuff is important.
And what
So
kind of resources do you or your family, what kind of resources do you use to sort of learn about this information, or where do you recommend people go for their own knowledge and benefit and understanding?
right. Well, that's actually a good question. I mean, besides internet, like there's like the word internet, there's no really clear place to go for that. But I would say, I mean, YouTube, of course, is a good start. Researching online is a great start. Um, but I would just more so just try to research like times in
Mhm.
our history, and instead of looking for like one thing at a certain source. So like at Wikipedia, but yeah, I don't really use like one source. I sort of just watch videos and also research on my own time and listen to what my parents have to tell me about what they know. So yeah.
Our parents are always one step ahead of us. They're always
Yeah.
really smart on that stuff. Well, that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
So kind of going back to App Academy as an
Mhm.
experience, but also the tech industry as a whole, we're always trying to be a step ahead in
Right.
creating diversity and making things more equal and inclusive in tech. But obviously, I think the industry as a whole has a long way to go. But we firmly believe that it really starts with education. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on what App Academy has done, or more importantly, what we can do to kind of, help move those initiatives along and hopefully help all of tech as a result.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. So I think first of all, the App County does do a great job at including Black people in their education. And my cohort personally, there were I don't think there were any Black instructors. However, there were a bunch of people of color. So it was, it was comforting. I don't know if it's the right word, but welcoming to see that there are people of color. They're teaching, and that have made it, and I can do this too, pretty much, right? So I do think that the job search can maybe be tailored more specifically towards like a person for App Academy, and this really goes beyond race, I think, but maybe for Black people in particular, having the option to join like NSBE, so NSBE, National Society for Black Engineers. That's like an option at college for any engineering field, any STEM field. So I think that should be an option for App Academy too. And also maybe for I know this is a separate department, but for the job search, maybe you have advisors that are Black, and maybe not necessarily pair them up, but give people the option to choose their advisors if they would like to, because I think that is helpful if they have like the personal experience and for that. So yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything that you can speak to? Obviously, the job search process is really stressful. uh, for
Yes.
everybody. And also, a big point of going to a coding boot camp is having kind of that support system while you
Mhm.
kind of go through that experience. Can you talk to what that was like for you? And, specifically as a person of color, what could make that experience even better?
Yeah. So my personal experience doesn't really fit everybody's in App Academy. I know that, and I found the job and applied and negotiated by myself without an advisor's help. Um, and so I guess from that perspective, like I didn't really know because I was still working for App Academy, so I still didn't really know who to turn to say, hey, like, can we get this sorted out so I can, you know, get help get help with this. So yeah, I just continued to just go through the process and apply for jobs, and luckily I got ahead and messaged back, and the rest is history. But I think that a process there for people to switch advisors maybe would be something good.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
And, that's the important thing too, is that you find, there's a number of career coaches and mentors there to work with you. And I'm
Right.
sure everyone has a match or someone that they're going to jive with a little bit better. Um,
Yeah.
so
It's career coaches. I was saying advisors, so it's career coaches. Okay, that's my bad. Okay.
all the
Say
same.
that. Cool.
Um, so kind of, I would just love to hear about your experience now. Is this your first job out of the program?
Yeah, this is my first job in this field, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, I think the program helped me. You didn't really get to ask your questions, so I'm sorry I cut you off there.
I'm just curious, like, this is your first really experience being in the tech industry, which is notoriously, you know, I don't want to say whitewashed, but
Mhm.
there's a particular, type of person that we often see.
Yeah.
And obviously that would be amazing for it to change. So would
Mhm.
love to hear, as someone that's new to the industry, kind of what your thoughts are, and if there's something that your company does that you really like, or something
Mhm.
that you've seen maybe other organizations do to help, support people of color all year
Yeah.
round.
Right. Um, that's a tough one because I did just join my company, so I haven't been to everything, all the events they've held. Um, but so far, like my company is a startup, so Trees is a startup. It's relatively new, and they sort of, they have to adhere to all those things to keep their workers, employees. So I think I'm lucky, and my company does a lot of events. They have See, I'm not sure if this is limited to people of color, but they do have events where people will get together and sort of just and have like form a community within the company.
Mhm.
Um, and we do this on Slack. There's Slack channels. Different there's different groups all throughout the company, but I think Trees is good at forming groups and like meeting weekly
Yeah.
to keep those relationships together. Um, so I haven't really worked at any other company in this industry outside of Trees, so I'm not too sure, but yeah, and I do think that it is inclusive, and although it's not super diverse, it is getting better. And we have people, my company actually working on my team, working all across the world. So in Brazil, India, Russia, and Canada too. So it's everywhere. So
Yeah. Well, I'd love to hear then just kind of if you have any words of encouragement or a message to um, really anyone trying to get into tech, that includes women,
yeah.
or, underrepresented groups and different communities. Would love to just, I'm sure your story is super inspiring
Yeah.
to many others. So just, kind of what was your thought process on getting started and what are your words of encouragement?
Yeah. So it is very hard to sort of pursue a STEM field because you sort of have to make that decision coming out of high school. Um, and if you're not going into an engineering school, college, like traditional college, then you can go to App Academy. You just have to make that decision coming out of high school. So that's actually something my brother did. He saw me that I went to a year of college, didn't like it, went to App Academy. So my brother just said, "I'll just go straight to App Academy because we don't we sort of have the same interests and stuff."
Yeah.
But it is harder to do right out the gate. So I would say really join your clubs, and this is for high school. Join your clubs, join the STEM programs, and if you're not in high school, because we did have a lot of people that were not in high school and were not in college either. They just wanted to change industries, jobs. So I would say, just study and prepare online, but keep at it, like keep working at it. And if you take breaks, like month-long breaks, a couple week breaks, they those short breaks start turning to longer breaks, and then you just lose the information. So you sort of have to keep at it and just keep doing and keep going, keep going, keep going. And then once you feel comfortable, then you can start applying to jobs, programs, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we have, as you know, as you just mentioned, we have students of all ages. And I
Mhm.
think nowadays there are resources for people to start younger and younger, which is awesome because
Mhm.
as people get older, especially
Right.
kids and people in, high school, this is all they
Mhm.
know is this digital world. So definitely helpful to start younger, but there's people of all ages that come to App Academy, but I think your point really hit it on the head. Like a short break can turn into a long break, can turn into you never touch code again. And I think
Right.
there's reasons why, coding challenges and 100 days of code exist. So you do, even if it's just a little something every day,
Sure. Yeah.
work that muscle. But
Yeah.
yeah, awesome. Well, do you have any other kind of closing thoughts or comments? Anything you want to say or shout out?
um, mm, Not really. Well, thank you, Hannah Chapman, for hugging us together and also being a great boss for my time there. But other than that shout out, not really. I'm good. So yeah, it was nice talking.
Yeah, I appreciate you talking with
Yeah,
me today.
yeah, of course.